Now, the difference between the Tea Party then and President Trump's movement now is that this movement now has a lot more clarity about what it wants. The same Trump economic and foreign policy agenda that led to higher wages, fewer wars. And whatever the final electoral college tally is in this election, this movement has a proven track record of success on everything from achieving our energy independence to challenging China to fast-tracking a COVID vaccine to raising family incomes. The results were so impressive that not only did President Trump broaden his coalition among working-class Americans, but he helped grow the party's numbers in the House. When all those vaunted media experts with all their credentials were predicting the opposite. They claimed Trump was going to shrink the party, remember that? Especially among minorities. Wrong again.
Blacks and Latinos are doing much better under Trump versus Obama.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Opportunity zones, which is something that, in my opinion, is the largest economic empowerment program for the black community since probably Reconstruction.
We've done a lot of things, and I've been seeing a lot of business come to my neighborhood. I've been seeing a lot of black people own homes.
Why couldn't the networks find these people to interview? They were there. We found them. In a Biden administration, that you just saw, all those gains, are going to be flushed down the toilet. His handlers, who are basically all the old Obama staffers, believe in something called the Great Reset of capitalism. I told you about this last week. It's a plan to force a more equitable distribution of global resources. Translation, most Americans will have less freedom and less money, except for the same elites who always find a way around the rules. Like during the lockdowns, when the families of these mini tyrants skirted the restrictions. Just last week, California Governor Gavin Newsom was dining with a prohibited number of pals at that exclusive restaurant, the French Laundry. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot was caught partying maskless in a massive crowd celebrating Biden's unofficial election win. No problem at all. And Pelosi, well, she was going to have a big congressional soiree until she was shamed into canceling it. The American people are onto these frauds. The MAGA marchers certainly couldn't have been clearer about what COVID lockdowns and restrictions have done to America.
It's like, and what Trump said in the beginning, the cure can't be worse than the disease itself. People, we still need to go on.
Trying to finish off any business that was able to hang on by the skin of their teeth, and the last closures, they'll finish them off.
People are hurting. Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, they all talk about caring about the American people, but you shut this country down for 4 to 6 weeks, and you're going to it'll be the final nail in the coffin for a lot of small businesses.
100% true. But so far, Joe Biden and his handlers aren't listening. Biden loves to talk about dignity and unity and respect. But the time for talk is over and the time for action is here. Because if Biden really wanted to unite the country, he wouldn't even be entertaining the idea of destroying our current economic recovery with another devastating lockdown or series of lockdowns. If Biden really wanted to unite the country, he would not dismiss the concerns of tens of millions of Americans about mail-in voting. Instead, he'd do something like, appoint a bipartisan commission to answer every question about how this election was conducted and to make certain that we will never have to wait so long for an accurate count. And if Joe Biden really wanted to unite the country, he would have personally and on camera condemn the BLM and Antifa thugs who beat, kicked, and harassed Trump supporters on Saturday. He has done none of these things. He still hopes this movement's just going to go away. But that's not going to happen. Here are a few hard truths for Joe Biden, his handlers, and his enablers in the press corps. You know who you are. The pro-Trump throngs didn't show up in D.C. on Saturday because of conservative media, because we told them to. They showed up knowing they could be physically attacked for doing so because they love America. And lying about them, insulting them, ignoring them will only incite more violence and more resentment and opposition. All Americans deserve to be heard, to be seen, and to be safe. It's the least a government can do for its citizens. And that's The Angle.